Houston and Real Salt Lake find out their Champions League fate tonight, and a revealing interview by Landon Donovan next on The Daily. Welcome to The Daily for Tuesday, October 23rd with Simon Borg. I'm Jason Saghini, and Simon, let's get right into it. Champions League action tonight, the Houston Dynamo at home against Olimpia from Honduras. Last time these teams played, they tied 1-1 down in Honduras. Houston would take that tie tonight because a tie or a win, and they go through to the next round.
You got to believe Houston has what it takes to get the result they need tonight, even though they're likely to use a reserve lineup. Dominic Kinnear hinting he's going to go with guys who didn't start the last weekend's game, and he has some guys coming off the bench who are not regulars, like Brian Ching, like Cam Weaver. Kalen Carr didn't start over the weekend. Andre Haynol did not appear in the game. So there's a lot of players. He has a deep squad. They are likely to get this result. Olimpia, not that strong a team right now. They lost in El Salvador against the lowly team in this group, which is FAS. So this is a result they should have, especially how strong they are at home.
All right, that game 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. Remember, the Houston Dynamo have plenty to play for this weekend. They could finish as high as third place in the Eastern Conference if results go their way. The other matchup tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time on Fox Soccer Channel, so you can watch a good 4-hour strip, is Real Salt Lake at home. They are taking on Herediano from Costa Rica, the team that beat them the first time they played.
This is the challenging one, Jason, on the night, on what is a big night for MLS. Why? Real Salt Lake have to score goals against Herediano. They weren't able to do it against this Costa Rican team on the road, and they're going to be without Alvaro Saborio, who's suspended. Fabian Espindola, their other catalyst up top, he is also carrying a knock. So the goals, they're going to have to come from someone, likely maybe a Paulo Jr., an Emiliano Bonfili. We haven't seen goals from them lately, so that's a big question. The other one, Jamison Olave, the key defender for them, likely to be replaced by Chris Schuler. We're hearing Olave, that quad strain, still bugging him.
All right, well, that game, 10 p.m. Eastern time on Fox Soccer Channel. Don't miss it. Moving on, Landon Donovan, one of the most high-profile players, if not the highest-profile player in MLS. Simon, when he opens his mouth and starts talking about things, people listen. So he has an interview with Roger Bennett on ESPN FC where he gets into a lot of things, talking about motivation, talking about the 2014 World Cup. What did you pull from this interview?
Well, look, the reason it makes news, Jason, is because Donovan is not doing that much talking. He's really shied away from the spotlight lately. The injuries play a part in that. But in this interview, what's new about this one, there's still questions about, motivation, finding himself. But what's key here is that he says the 2014 World Cup for him is a 50-50 proposition. He talked about how his place on the U.S. national team is different now because he has not appeared in that many camps. There's that. There's also talk of him using this offseason to determine whether he's going to play and where he's going to play. So that's big. And then the other point that he made, possibly a career in broadcasting, Jason.
I think we'd all look forward to that. I thought the interesting thing he said was he hates watching a game and hearing an announcer get it wrong, and he wants to be able to educate the future audience out there and future soccer players. So we'll see what comes of Landon Donovan this offseason. Plenty of decisions for him to make. Well, it's Tuesday, and that means Power Rankings and Team of the Week will be out on the site today. It also means that you guys taped extra time yesterday, Simon. Kevin Payne, the president of DC United, and Frank Yallop, head coach of the San Jose Earthquakes, were on the show.
A great episode, Jason, because these two personalities in MLS, they speak their mind. And things got a little testy. There were a few questions here and there. Frank Yallop defending Steven Lennart and really opposing the comments made by Omar Gonzalez. Also, talking about how it shouldn't be considered that unlikely that San Jose won this Supporters' Shield. No, a lot of people didn't see it coming, but he refuted that claim. And Kevin Payne talking about Ben Olsen, his hiring of Ben Olsen and how that situation was handled, and also defending his team against that comment made by Alexi Lalas when he called them mediocre. So listen to this episode.
All right, you can get that on iTunes, Buzzsprout, or Stitcher, or you can always go to MLSsoccer.com/extra time. That's all we have for the Daily today. We'll be back tomorrow with plenty more.